back, SciTech, and welcome back to part 4 of 4, the final video of the DIY arcade cabinet. If you want to see the previous videos to this series, all you have to do is click on the annotation card above. And in this video, I'm going to build the bottom housing of this arcade cabinet. Inside of this part of the housing is going to contain the subwoofer and some shelves, so that way I can be able to place the game consoles inside of. And I'm also going to paint it. Now let's go ahead and assemble this project and let's get started. I have right here these 3 pieces of plywood, and what I need to do is assemble them together. Basically, put them together just like this. Align them properly to make sure they're nice and flush. And you can see this line right here is where the panels are going to go. Same thing on the opposite side. Place the 2 pieces of plywood together. Drill a hole to make a pilot hole. Align the 2 pieces of plywood together and continue drilling to make another pilot hole. Doing this will make it easier to put the screws in. And now take the screw and screw it into place. And now repeat the same process on the bottom of the plywood and repeat the same process on the opposite side. I made it easier by taking a drill, laying it on its side, and doing this will make it nice and straight, and then that way I can drill out the pilot hole. And now take the screw and screw it into place. And everything comes out nice and straight, and there should look just like this. And as you can see, it is held together, and what I need to do is make it stronger by adding a shelf on the bottom and then a shelf on top, and then add more screws, which will make the entire housing completely solid. Next, I'm going to take these 2 pieces of MDF. They're both measured equally. Place it on the bottom just like this. And doing this will allow me to put the bottom shelf lifted up ever so slightly. That way I can have it slightly up instead of having it flush on the bottom, which can cause issues to the structure. So now take the bottom MDF shelf, push it all the way down, and there we go, it stops where those little pieces are. And coincidentally, it's the same level as the drill, so that way I can drill a pilot hole all the way through. And then take the screw and screw it into place. And there, this part is now attached. And now repeat the same process on the opposite side. And there we go, the bottom shelf is nice and secure. And as you can see, this part right here, I made a mark, so that way I can cut this piece out. And same thing on the opposite side, so that way I can take this display monitor and place it on top. And that way I can put the display monitor into place and it will stay nice and secure. One little problem, I accidentally cut a little too deep. So I take this MDF and put it into place, so that way I could be able to put it at the right measurement that I needed to have. And coincidentally, it'll allow me to take this top shelf and put it into place evenly, so that way I know where to put it. And this will add extra support to support the entire housing. And now as you can see, I cut the sides so it makes it nice and flush, and I added 2 screws to screw in the shelf to add more support. And I also added screws on the side, so that way the top shelf is screwed into place. And doing this will strengthen the entire cabinet. Okay, so now I did some modification to this. I cut out these 2 grooves because I've changed my mind. I've decided that I want, instead of this part here being the front, because it's open and doesn't look very nice, and the problem is I don't have an extra piece, because I wanted to add a piece equivalent to this back piece to add to this front, and I wanted to make a door, and I don't have any more material. As well as that, I wanted to add an extra shelf. I wanted to use this bottom shelf to put the subwoofer in, another shelf here to put game consoles, another shelf here to put more game consoles, and I don't have more material to do that. Not only that, I realized the only game that actually works, or the actual game console that actually works on this LCD, is actually the Wii. The rest of the game consoles I have are not compatible, so in the future I may collect more material and upgrade the type of monitor, maybe put a better monitor or an actual TV that's even bigger, and it'll become more compatible with other game consoles, so that way this can become more of an ultimate gaming device. But I do have to say that right here, since it only works with a Wii, that's okay, because it works with Resident Evil 4, which is actually my favorite game. One of my most favorite games, because you're using the Wii emotes, using it like an actual controller to shoot zombies, which makes it more fun. So the Wii would be perfect for this kind of setup. It makes it more of an arcade feel. So what I'm going to do now, since I don't have the materials, I've decided that this open part is going to be the back, and the closed part here is going to be the front. This will be the front part of the gaming place. So instead of the monitor sitting right here facing this way, the monitor is going to face this way. That's why I've got these extra grooves, so I can place a monitor on top, and the front bit will be facing this way. So that's what I'm going to do. And as you can see, this is the housing that came from the subwoofer. I decided that I'm not going to take the subwoofer and attach it to the housing. I decided to repair the subwoofer and put it onto the shelf just like this. And since I ran out of material, I decided to switch it around. So it makes better sense to simply put the speaker and other circuits back inside of the housing and then use it as is, because doing that will work just as well and it's a lot easier. And then later on I can put a shelf over the subwoofer, not on it, just over it, so that way I can keep a proper division to place all the game consoles inside of. And there, the subwoofer is now repaired, everything is put back together, and now I just simply use it as is. This part right here is the bottom part of the arcade cabinet, and I put this little MDF board going across, which will then add more support and protect the bottom shelf from added weight. Plus I added more screws on the side, which will also make it nice and strong. Next is time to paint the arcade cabinet. And there we go, the arcade cabinet is completely painted, and it looks very nice. Not only that it's white and it matches the top part of the housing, it's also because it will match the Wii since the Wii is white. So this is actually a perfect Wii cabinet. I guess I'll call it a Wii arcade cabinet, or a Wii cabinet, or a Wii arcade. Not really sure what the name, but it works. And now place the subwoofer into place. And then take the cables and plug it into place. Plug in the power. And now take the top part of the housing, which is the monitor. Place it on top, carefully. Take the power supplies, put them to the side. Move the cables around. Put it into place, and there, it connects just like this. And it stays in place just like this. And now I have the two power supplies that connects to the audio and the LCD. And now I take the Wii and put it into place. Connect the HDMI cable to the Wii. Plug in the motion bar. And there, the project is now complete. Let's go ahead and test it out. And there, as you can see, it works. You can see that the Wii works on this LCD perfectly well. And you can see this is the right height, right setup. And you can see this looks great. I did have an idea, however, is that right here on the side, I wanted to make a little shelf, or like a bookshelf, and I was going to take all of the game console games, and place them on each of the shelves. And I was going to put one right here, and another one on the opposite side. And I was going to have two sides where there's bookshelves on both sides to put all the game console games. And then the inside, go to the back, will have all the game consoles. And I was also going to add an extra feature where I was going to drill a hole in the front and put like a little hanger bit to place a game console remote or a game console controller or gamepad. And you can be able to place one of those controllers, pick one up, and then play a game. But since I realized that this LCD only works for just the Wii and allows the whole image to cover it perfectly, I see that it's better to just play this as for a Wii, which is perfect because I'm standing up here at eye level, which is perfectly comfortable, and it's exactly the same thing as like what you would have in an arcade, and this is exactly what I like. So playing Resident Evil 4 is the perfect game for this kind of setup. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and test it out and play the actual game and see what it's like.
Resident Evil 4.
And as you can see, it works very well. Let's go ahead and try it out. And now let's go ahead and test out the sound. This is just at a comfortable volume. Now I'm going to turn it up on maximum. And there, as you can see, it has very good loud sound. Although I like to turn it up just a little more. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own homemade arcade device with using fusible parts. Thank you for watching SciDi Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified of future SciDi Tech videos. Till the next tech, goodbye.